Teach him how to do your job. Okay, boss. So this happened a good 15 years ago. And another story just reminded me of it. As always, I am a native English speaker sitting at a keyboard. So any typos are my own damned fault. To keep it short, 15 years ago and some change, I worked for a local computer programming company that made automation software. Our company got bought out by a bigger national company. And after the dust settled, corporate decided they were going to send a liaison down to our local office to learn how you do things, to be a better bridge between offices. AKA, hey new hires, teach our guy how to do your job so we can let 3/4 of you go before next quarter. None of us were happy about that. But our new corporate overlords had spoken. A month or so later, here's our liaison fellow all ready to go. So, show me the interface, he said. Oh, that's when we all stopped, looked at each other, and grinned. For you see, the reason it took us so long to bring new people up to speed is that we didn't configure new projects. Configure, in this corporate speak, meant, go check off the boxes in an interface until it does what you want. No, my good friends. We coded everything by hand. Our main program accepted straight-up VB files. Not even scripts. Full-on files. And our new friend here was not a programmer at all. The guy didn't know a for loop from a bubble sort. So, as we were instructed, we started walking him through our code. Here's our X policy. It's the most common one we use and is about 1,500 lines of code in its base form. Didn't you guys say you had some default policies you worked from? Quote, oh yeah, but they end up being more trouble trying to customize than it is to just write the entire thing from scratch. So up here is where we're declaring our global variables. To our friend's credit, he tried. Oh, he tried for days. And every time we thought he was about to figure something out, we intentionally switched him up to an even worse one. We hired requiring a computer science degree, 6 months of on-site gearing up, and another 6 months of shadowing before we would let anyone handle a project on their own. This poor guy got the full year's worth of training in a week. To his credit, on his last day he flat out told us he was sent down to learn how to replace us. But that he was going to tell them that we were doing a great job, and if anything our timeframes were surprisingly short given what we were doing. We ran that department for a good 5 years before the inevitable revolving door of upper management decided to bring in a new, easier-to-use suite. People are still kvetching about, man, I miss X. It could have done this in half the time. And instead of a 5-man team upkeeping everything, we have multiple departments that still can't manage to fix a broken image link in the new stuff 10 years later. Brilliant. It just shows the management doesn't understand what was going on. This is what happens when managers have no idea of how the day-to-day works. All these seems like a good idea, ideas that actually make the job harder. I'll give liaison guy lots of points for doing his best in so many ways while he was there and telling you the truth. And for the latter part, the new upper management didn't sandbox or test the software before pushing it. Did they? That makes me think, the old masters teach you everything you know, not everything they know. Lol. You should post this to our Tales from Tech support, they would get a kick from this too. Manglement. Always there to ruin a good thing. Most businesses, especially ones that do business with government, could reduce their managerial staff by half and be fine, if not even better. Upvote just for the intro paragraph. Now that's a great story. At least the liaison was honest about his purpose and have a fair assessment back to his overlords. What automation software was this? As someone studying information management, MI degree, it amazes me how many managers don't listen to their talent and people who use the database or program or the one writing the code. I am getting a sample of programming in my programs such as Python, R, and SQL. I know I am not a computer scientist and will make sure that if I am managing a department to definitely ask the people who are more knowledgeable about them to give me input. Yes, you have to take the corporate overlord's views into account too, but sometimes you need to know what is going on to be a good manager. I feel this so hard. I'm dealing with a software product that in its own right is worth the cost. But I keep getting split between two similar products, and don't have the staff to manage both effectively. Such a shame. Mangleman gotta mangle. Teach your job doesn't work for this kind of job or something with higher order complexity that's not in your job description but is something you need to do to get the show running. Our main program accepted straight up VB files. Not even scripts. Full-on files. And our new friend here was not a programmer at all. I suspect neither are you. A little worried that a guy who writes code gave a warning about typos. Can't you guys outright refuse to instruct your replacements and keep the job?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.